Hi, everybody. Welcome to this edition of my newsletter. This is William Becker of Paranormal Insights, and I apologize for the delay. This was supposed to have been December 1st edition, not after the first of the year. I would invite you to listen to the whole video today. I want to talk about something that I've noticed a lot of lately, and taken in sound bites, I might give the wrong impression. I'm not criticizing practices or belief systems or anything here, and I don't want to give that impression at all. But one of the things that I've noticed and have felt for myself actually is more and more people are talking about how there's actually a gaslighting effect sometimes with the push for raising consciousness, raising vibrations, raising power, and manifestation, all kinds of things, and that these are the way to get where we want to be in life and for fulfillment, that kind of thing. And what happens then with this push is that when we don't get those things or we don't reach those levels, we blame ourselves and we say, "Oh, I'm not working hard enough. My vibrations aren't high enough. There's something wrong with me. I'm a bad person. I'm all of this kind of thing." And the reality is, no, that's just not true. Um, I want to say that these tools and techniques that people use are not bad on their own. They can be useful, but they become such a focus that instead of being seen as a tool, as part of a life journey, they become seen as a where all and ends all, and that they are the saving practice, so to speak. What I have discovered, and again, this is me, we can't prove any of this stuff, but I have discovered that we are our own unique individual creatures. I think it's Plato talks about it in one of the allegories, the telos. It's the acorn that grows into its own unique oak tree, because in that acorn is the telos that is, we could use the word DNA or the phrase DNA, to become a unique individual living thing. Well, we each have that ourselves. And for me, consciousness and the road to enlightenment is discovering what that telos is. Who are we as a unique individual? And that includes past lives. I notice a lot of connection with past lives when I give them the readings with current lives and the pieces that come together to help show what our life's goal and mission is, what our soul's journey is. And we, to be enlightened, must allow that to develop. And that's a multi-life process. It can be. There are no absolutes in this. And it's a process that we can nurture this oak tree, our own soul, our own self, by clearing away that which keeps us from being our true self. Like you'd clear away the roots, or not the roots, the weeds. You'd add organic fertilizers, you'd water it, you'd nurture the tree and help it grow as it needs. And all of these tools that I was talking about can be used to do that, but they can't take away from the tree itself and allowing the tree to be the tree, or allowing ourself, our own souls, to be our own self, our own soul. Some of the work that we have to do can be decluttering our life from emotional baggage and hurt, or even excess pleasures that we didn't take or that we took for granted. Things like this that keep us back or bend our trunk in such a way that we aren't the person that we really are inside. Part of this is I don't think any of the trees are rotten. I don't think any human being is rotten inside when our soul is created. But there are things around us sometimes that can create a damaged tree or a damaged individual. And so working with those issues, that's important as part of our growing process. Um, a, Deliberately going to things that help nurture us and people that help nurture us, not in a way that is positively reinforcing all the time, but giving advice, giving guidance, giving feedback, giving tools. Crystals can be a tool. Meditation's a very important tool. Um, Visualization can be a tool, but make sure you're visualizing your true self growing into itself is part of what I would suggest. Um, it's it's not as complicated as I'm probably making it sound. My Greek philosophy is a little rusty, but the more I see of this and the more I experience it, um, I find it to be more real. And we often, what we think it is that we're working towards and want and who should be, isn't necessarily the truth. That may not be our true self. It's just what we think is true because of things we see on TV, books we read, lives from past that come up again we want to recreate because they were particularly good ones, things like that. But I've wondered myself at times if what am I doing wrong? Am I not doing vibrations right, or am I not doing something right because something doesn't work out and become exactly what I think it needs to be? And I'm finding that that's not true. I'm just not always taking care of my own telos and developing into my own self. Uh, I'm open to talking more about this. And again, I'm not criticizing practices of any kind. I know people who are highly well qualified in energy work and all kinds of things who I value and trust as friends and practitioners. But don't lose yourself. Don't rush the journey. The journey is part of the whole story. The journey is the process of a becoming enlightenment or in becoming enlightened. We, I think, reach enlightenment when we realize what that true self truly is. And I'm not even sure if we have to attain it in this life, but we see it. It stands out like a golden oak tree. Um, Maybe something else for somebody else. Thank you for listening to my rambles today, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the newsletter. Take care. Bye bye.